So today we're talking about uh, how it is that you use what we like to call the lab. So you might be asking, well, what is the lab? Well, the lab is where things are built, things are put together, things are designed and made, right? So what we call the lab is what you're going to use as your office location. And we just like to call it the lab because we're always creating, we're always pushing a concept, we're always talking to someone about how we increase our business, or we're talking to a customer. We're doing all of the day to day operations out of the lab. So let's talk about that. Some of you will have a home office or a location in your home that you could make into a somewhat of an office. But what I want you to be clear on is that you don't necessarily have to have an office. Now, there are many different types of people who work effectively with different scenarios. Some people require a more standard scenario like an office setting or a location that they go to on a day-to-day basis at specific times. And if that's you, that's fine. We're going to talk about what you can do. Some of you guys are going to be folks who are able to operate on the go at all times. You can multitask, so which means you can literally take calls while out in the field marketing. You can set appointments. You can put people in the schedule while you're out in the field, all while at the same time marketing. Because until you've got 100 calls a day coming in, there's no reason why you can't multitask and get marketing done and actually operate the business at the same time. Now, there are some things that you're going to do as far as your marketing campaigns that's going to require you to have a seat and pay attention. Things like creating ads on free online ad search engines or what have you. Also, doing some SEO work with the online SEO, like we're going to talk about in the SEO section, but you may need to sit down in that type of scenario and be focused. So right now, we're talking about how you use the lab. I'll tell you how I use the lab. So the kind of operator that I am is I am a multitasker. So I can get things done no matter where I am. I've gotten myself to that point because it was a necessity to get to that point. So one of the things I do is I get to a local Starbucks. So I'm talking about a local Starbucks or a local McDonald's or a local Wendy's, any of these places where they have free Wi-Fi connections. Now I go there because not only do I utilize the Wi-Fi connection, but it gives me an opportunity to sit down and actually get some things done. And the reason why I go is because in my home office, I can get a lot of things done, but there are distractions at my home. I'll tell you those distractions. One of those distractions is my wife. That's a distraction. Sometimes maybe the kids are over. That's a distraction. Every now and again, the dog is in here barking. That's a distraction. How about that good old comfortable bed? Oh, that's a distraction. And maybe also the TV. It's a distraction. So sometimes when I'm in my home office, I'm not getting as much done as I do at the lab. So I may enter into a Starbucks, and you may say, well, how do you focus there? Because it's people walking back and forth ordering coffee, the blenders are going, and so on. Well, here's the reality. All that goes on in a public location, I don't have to deal with, but I do have to deal with the wife. I do have to deal with the kids. I do have to deal with that bed sitting in front of me. So if I can get out into the lab, it gives me opportunity to focus because I don't have to deal with what is going on in the surroundings. And at the same time, if you're one of those folks who you do not have active cell phone service, a lab is going to be crucial to you because it's going to give you the internet services that you're going to use with your smartphone that doesn't have service so that you can still get to your messages. You know when you've got a call, the money calls. You'll also have the ability to check your email, send your email, send out texts to people that you need to send out texts to. And at the same time, how about this? You also have the ability to give your information to the passing public. There are many people that come through these types of establishments, and each time I'm in there, I take the opportunity to, again, as I always say, reach in the pocket, guys, and say to someone, hey, just in case you need this in the future. So yeah, when you look at this, utilizing the lab is pretty much a great thing because it's giving you customer base that you wouldn't otherwise have at home, and it also is giving you the opportunity to focus on what you've got to do. Now, I caution you, don't spend too much time in the lab, especially if you have cell phone service, because you don't need Wi-Fi because you have cell phone service. So you have an opportunity to understand when a call comes through, or make a call back, or check an email, or send out digital business cards. You have the ability to do that while being mobile. So what you should be doing if you have cell phone service, you should be getting flyers on the doors. You should be getting them on the cars. You should be posting your bandit signs. You should be doing any of the things that you have the ability to do with your particular budget currently, all while still operating your business, multitasking. Again, the business mindset. So, again, a lab could be whatever you decide it to be, just as long as it has the ability to give you a benefit like Wi-Fi and customers who come around. Take your laptop or tablet there, set up. Make sure that you're following your plan. This is how we utilize the lab. So if you ever ask the question, do I need an office to run my business? You absolutely do not. But of course, if you had an office in the home or a separate office, this would be a great benefit to you as well. But what I want to say to you is that I want you to keep your costs down to a minimum when it comes to expenses to run the business, and keep your profits at a maximum. And this is what's going to allow you to grow and get to a point where you can start adding employees and running additional trucks and so on. So this is how we utilize the lab. We get in there, we check our emails, we make our phone calls, we send out our digital business cards. We also make certain that we give our information to new possible customers while we're there. And we take that time to also create our new marketing material, to brainstorm. We do all those things at the lab, and then we get out and we get our marketing done on the outside as well. This is how you use the lab. Again, I'll see you on the other side. I look forward to getting you guys to the next level.